So I've been getting a lot of questions about what I'm seeing on my fish finder, so I was going to show you some examples of how I'm marking my lure and how I'm seeing fish on the fish finder and how they're responding. So I use a Helix 5 fish finder. What's neat about the Helix is that it has both a flasher setting and traditional sonar. So in this flasher setting, you can see this is the surface, and this runs down to the bottom, which is right around 21 feet here. And you can actually see my jig right here at 9 feet, and I'm getting some interference here from my braided line. But I'm going to go ahead and drop that down. You can see as I pull line out, that jig's going down. I'm at 14 feet. I'm going to go down towards the bottom. Okay, there we go. You can see that jig there at 16 feet. I'm not seeing any fish yet, but so that's a zoom. I don't like that. I like it here. I might be able to increase the sensitivity here a bit. There we go. I think I like it right there. Okay. So I can see that jig really plainly at 16. Oh, there's a fish. See how bright red it got? It's right on top of it. So he's below it now. He's swimming down the bottom. He came up and looked at it. Swam away. Didn't want it. Had to slow this down, but you can see as I drop the jig to the bottom, a fish appears and then quickly follows the jig down to the bottom. There's fish, got him. Saw that one on the bottom there. There we go, got him. Nice fish. So that one, you saw that red right on the bottom on the fish finder. There you go, got our first rainbow of the day. There he goes. Down he goes. Oop, there's a fish up here to 11 feet. I'm gonna come up to him. There he is. He's coming in, he's looking at it. He's looking at it. Oh, he didn't take it. Still there. 12, 13 feet. There he is, got him. Got him, got him, got him. Okay. There we go. Another little pretty rainbow. Come on, buddy. There you go. Electronics will make it easy. Okay, so now we're going to try a different setting. There he goes, he's swimming to the bottom, he just saw him disappear. We're actually going to go to a traditional sonar. What I like about this is it gives you the history. So here's actually me jigging, bringing that fish up, fighting it. There it is, releasing and disappearing. So on this type of screen, this is all history on this side, and this is actually sort of like a vertical version of that flasher. So you can see there's some weeds. Here's a fish here, right here at, right now, just swam by at 6 feet. Let's see if I can get down there. There's another fish at 11 feet. Let's see if we can get down there to him. There's my jig going down. You can see it. You can see the braid going down with it. Let's see if we can drum up some business here. So that interference from the braid will go away as the ice melts off the braid and the air trapped in there goes away. But there were two fish here. Might have been the same fish that swam out of the cone that the transducer is broadcasting and then back in a little bit deeper. And I don't think I have bait on my... Oh, no, there's a fish. He's right there. He's looking at it. Come on, go for it. Oh, he swam by. He looked at it, but he didn't go for it. He's still there. He's dropping down. You can see that was a fish that came in. Right there is looking at my jig. This is a little thing right here. Took a sniff at it, but I don't have any bait on there, I don't think, so that's probably why he just kept swimming. So I get down there to him. There's 2 fish there. Down there. They were at between 11, 10 and 13 feet. There's one swimming up to look at my jig. They're looking at it. If I can get him to entice him into biting that. There's a bunch of them. There's 2 or 3 fish looking at it now. There we go. Got him. That didn't take long. Hung up in the transducer. Get that out of there. There we go. Wrapped around it. That's the only problem with these transducers. Oh, I lost it because of that. Dang it. Alright, let's get back down there. There's a little school of fish came through right there. Let's get some more bait on there. That's the trouble with the transducer, is it does sometimes cost you fish. You need to get it out of the way in a hurry. But I think in the long run it pays off with more fish than it costs you. There's another fish down there at 11. See if we can bring him back. Get that jig down there. There we go. Oh, he's already there looking at it. Oh, he doesn't want it. There's another one. Oh, I missed it, that bite. I missed that bite. There it is, got him. Get this transducer out of the way. Ooh, that's pretty good. Can't get turned around. There he goes. Just popped off right at the surface there. And this is just something slowly sinking to the bottom. It might have been when I hooked that fish. Oftentimes they'll poop or puke, and that's just their feces drifting to the bottom. Can't decide. He keeps swimming underneath it, looking at it. Nope, he dropped away. So you can see the history of that fish right there. Came into the look at the lure. I jigged it up. He followed it. Went back down, jigged it up again. He swam away. And that's why I prefer the sonar. I mean, it gives me a history of what's going on. I can look and see how the fish responds to what I'm doing to the lure, and then I can change my behavior. If they respond positively to me jigging it, I can jig it. If they prefer something a little less action, then I can do that too. There's a fish up here, up toward the top, up at about 5 feet. If I can get his attention. Yep, here he comes, he's looking at it. There he goes, got him. Got him. That was easy. Wheeled right up to him and he took it. There you go. Keep a little trout on that Rapala there, so they'll take those aggressive lures even. They are biting really light though, so this spring bobber's gonna help. Oh, there's a fish. He came off the bottom for a little bit to look at it. Let's get back down there and make some noise on the bottom, bang it on the bottom. There he is. There he is, he's looking at it. He doesn't want it. There he is, got him. Come on, stay on top of me, Tyler. Yeah, that's a nicer fish. There you go. There you go, another beautiful rainbow. There's a fish up here at 6. Let's see if it gives attention. Yep, here he comes. I missed him. Gosh, he bit it and I missed him. Dang it. He's biting that one all the way down. Here he is, got him. Come off the transducer. There we go. Oh, he popped off. Leverage it against the bottom of the ice. So sometimes I'll run underneath, and if they run along the underneath side of the ice, they can catch these hooks in the ice, and then they pop the hook. There's still one down there, though. I'm gonna catch him. Still got bait on. Just looking at it. There's a bite. Okay, it's got him. Crazy. There we go. Another nice fish. That's my 5th fish for the day, so I'm done. But you can really see the advantage of these electronics. They really make a big difference in seeing fish. Sure, a transducer might cost you fish every once in a while, but in the long run, you're going to catch far more if you use electronics. I mean, I was out here basically an hour, hour and a half, got my limit of 5 and hooked several more than that. So, I'm going to send that guy back down, and until next time, I'll see you out on the ice and be safe.